morning, Kira. What seems to be the problem?
Oh, Doc, everything. My country's in a state of disunity, and there's no pride for our nation. It's madness.
Looks like you need a dose of nationalism.
Are you sick of foreign rule? Tired of political fragmentation? We've seen it all before, but you can take steps to unify your country and promote political progression. Adopt nationalism, the loyalty to one's country rather than to a monarch. Not only will nationalism create one unified group of people, but it will also eliminate foreign rule and create a strong foundation for a successful government. Don't let your country suffer. Adopt nationalism today. Stay tuned for an exclusive with two nationalist heroes themselves. Hello, Simone. Thank you for being with us today.
Don't mention it. It's my pleasure.
So tell us, how does it feel to be responsible for the liberation of Venezuela?
Oh, Nikki, it's just surreal. The Spanish had been oppressing our people for the longest time. It was great to finally be able to liberate from the rule of the Spanish and have our nation in the hands of its true people.
That is inspirational, truly. What were some of the most important factors that helped you gain your independence?
Well, Nikki, I owe it all to nationalism. Without nationalism, Venezuela and many other South/Latin American countries would not be independent. If the people of my nation didn't have a strong, powerful love and pride for their nation, nobody would have joined me in the quest for independence. My people stopped thinking of themselves as subjects of the Spanish. We started to develop a pride for our own nation. As I told my people, the single title, Americans, shall be your safeguard and guarantee. Our arms have come to protect you, and they shall never be raised against a single one of you, our brothers.
Brilliant. What else has nationalism done for your people?
Now, we see ourselves as free people. There's no more oppression by the Spanish. Also, we are really united into one brotherhood. I was a wealthy guy growing up, and I could tell that the rich and poor were really divided. Now, I feel as though people of all statuses share the same pride and love for our nation. In some of the campaigns I led, my army consisted of volunteers who were just willing to fight and risk their lives for our country. It was really something beautiful.
I can only imagine, Simon. So I have to ask, you led many different battles in your quest for independence. Couldn't one argue that nationalism causes warfare or revolutions?
One could argue that nationalism does cause a lot of war and fighting. However, when I led my major campaigns, they were always aimed at creating a better life for the citizens of my country and never to intentionally harm anyone. Sometimes a leader has to go to extremes to help achieve the good for their people. And in this case, overthrowing Spain was the right decision on behalf of my citizens.
Thank you for your time, Simone. The interview has been absolutely intriguing. Simone Bolivar, everybody. Hello, Toussaint. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So recently, Saint-Domingue, which has been under French control for a long time now, has taken a monumental step towards gaining its independence. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. As you may know, I myself was a slave, so I experienced firsthand the extreme oppression and destitution of slavery. Although I was unfamiliar with military and diplomatic matters, I used my anger and hardships to my advantage. I dedicated myself to becoming a well-trained general and politician. By August, I led a revolt of about 100,000 slaves. Then in May, after the invasion of French troops, I cut a deal with the French. I would stop the revolution if they would abolish slavery.
How did you manage to get so many people to participate in your revolt?
Honestly, I can't take any credit for that. France may not know this, but by imposing their rule, a great feeling of nationalism arose throughout the enslaved people. This shared love and pride for Saint-Domingue rallied the people and made them willing to make sacrifices for their country.
So, did this feeling of nationalism benefit you in any other way?
Yes, actually. It helped me eliminate political fragmentation within Saint-Domingue, which in turn cultivated good economic and cultural unity. This unity provides stability and will help us throw off foreign rule in the future. Also, nationalism will help us create a community of free and equal people and emphasize the importance of fraternity.
Are you afraid, though, that this increasing sense of nationalism will pull the focus from working to progress technologically to warfare?
Absolutely not. The way I see it, nationalism will help us create one solidified nation with a strong government and laws to ensure the safety and rights of its people. That in itself is progress.
Some people believe that nationalism promotes genocide by urging people to create one uniform country with one accepted culture. Do you agree?
Although this is a valid concern, I do not agree. The ideology of nationalism doesn't condone the killing off of other races or religions. It's merely the overall love for one's country. Therefore, it is actually bringing all different people together through this shared pride, and from this unity arises the assimilation of cultures and ethnicities to create one liberated and stable nation.
Well, you've heard it here, folks. Thank you so much for coming, Toussaint, and I wish you all the best in the future. Nationalism. Are you in good hands?